Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. If you're not already, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're go ahead and hit that bell button so you get those notifications. Today we're going to be doing more brakes. We're going to be tackling a hydro booster for the truck. We're upgrading it to the new 2011. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and talk about it real quick here for a second, and then we're going to just dive right in for a nice in-depth install video for you guys so you can do this on your own. It's really not that hard. A little tricky to get to some bolts, and that's about it. But first, don't forget, $250 Lincoln Diesel Specialties is still up for grabs. This is the last week, the final week. All you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, follow my Instagram, and like either video or a post that pertains to that giveaway, and that's all you have to do. So make sure you guys go check that out. You're not going to want to miss out on this one. So let's go and talk about this hydro booster. All right, so when you guys do this, make sure you have some power steering fluid with you, because you might have to top your power steering off a little bit. The power steering does run through the hydro booster, so just keep that in mind. Now this is the new 2011 upgraded version for the hydro booster. I was told that you might have to drill this out. I got this from Lincoln Diesel Specialties. The link will be in the description below. If you need one of these fast and quick, they're going to be extremely fast to get it ready and shipped out to you guys or to pick up. They have a lot of them in stock. So it's pretty simple. You're gonna have 4 bolts under the steering wheel. You're gonna have to take your brake switch off. You're gonna have 4 nuts, I guess you could say, instead of bolts. That'll be on the inside of the truck, and then you have 2 right here. This is for your brake master cylinder. You're gonna take the master cylinder off, move it to the side, go in, take these 4 out. You're gonna have 2 lines to take off and a hose to take off. It's really not that hard. The hardest part is getting up into the brake switch and get that dang brake switch off. If you haven't done that before, it's kind of a pain. Just keep in mind, be patient. Always be patient. So let's go ahead.
Can't even get to a second word yet.
So let's go ahead, open the truck up, and dive on into this. All right, so right down here, you've got 1 nut. You're gonna take that off for your brake master cylinder. On the other side, you have 1 more. So go ahead first, take those off before you do anything else. You have 1 hose clamp here. You're gonna take this hose off. You have right down here is a power steering line, and on the other side is a power steering line. So take those off, the 2 nuts for the master cylinder, the 2 lines for the power steering, and then that hose. I'll tell you guys in a second here what sizes those are for you guys, and then go ahead on the inside of the truck. All right, so your master cylinder nuts right down here is a 14 millimeter. So the power steering lines right here are going to be an 18 millimeter. All right, so the outside line was a 16 millimeter. The inside line right there was an 18 millimeter. The 2 nuts for the master cylinder for your brakes was actually a 15 millimeter, not a 14 millimeter. So I made that mistake. All right, so up underneath here, you've got 1 bolt there, another bolt up in there, 1 more there, and then up over there you can see. All right, so up in here is your brake switch. You've got this little tab here. You need to get this metal clip off, and then you can slide your brake switch right on out. Once you get this clip off, you'll slide the brake switch and the shaft off. There's the brake switch, and here is the shaft. You know, just kind of leave that loose. All right, so the nuts on the inside are 15 millimeter. All right, so to ensure that your shaft of the one that you got is the same size hole, I'm going to take a micrometer. I'm just going to measure the actual hole. Now all we're gonna do is reverse the process. We're gonna put it in, get the nuts on the inside, put the shaft on, put the brake switch back on, and you're good from the inside of the truck, and then hop on out here, reconnect the master cylinder, your power steering lines. You're gonna wanna run the truck and check your power steering fluid levels, but we'll get to that when we get there. All right, again, just to remind you, the outside one is a 16 millimeter. But first, just like the brake video that I did last week for you guys, these are the same way. They're flared nuts, so make sure you be careful with them. The way they work is not send her home as much as you can. Don't give her every ugga-dugga in the world you got. Be careful with it. Tighten it nice and snug. And when you turn the truck on, make sure you check for leaks then, because you can strip these out just as easily as a brake line. Again, this is kind of where I just kind of like to use my fingers now. And you'll feel it nice and snug. All right, now I'm gonna take a piece of cardboard off and then put the hose back on there. All right, so obviously you saw the little fling there. I was struggling with it too much. I got rid of it and I went to a new style called hose clamp. These are way better. I'd suggest doing this. Now go ahead and slide your master cylinder back on. All right, everyone, so the video cut out on me. All I did was simply tighten those nuts down. And then, I got me all flustered. Now I don't know. All I did was tighten that stuff back down. I turned the truck on, pushed the brake a few times. You might have to release your parking brake and wiggle that brake switch a little bit, because those brake switches are very touchy. It might throw your parking brake light on. So make sure you go ahead and just kind of wiggle it if that's on. Pull back on the parking brake a little bit more. Wiggle the brake pedal. It'll go off for you eventually. Now, in regards to this, we took it out for a little bit after we got everything buttoned up. We rechecked all our fluids. You gotta do this. You 100% have to do this. It's a 30-minute job. If you don't know what you're doing, maybe an hour. It's literally just 6 nuts, or 1 hose and 2 power steering lines. That's it. It's very simple to take out. It doesn't take a lot of time. The brake pressure that I have now is insane. I mean, obviously they fix it with the newer vehicles, but our vehicles, anything from 07 and below, actually I think 2010 and below, yeah, 2010 below, you have to do this one. Absolutely have to do this, whether you have a gas truck or a diesel truck. Please, the link in the description will be below. Go ahead and order yourself one and get this done. Make sure you guys stay tuned for Wednesday. We're adding a little color to the engine bay. Also, don't forget that Lincoln Diesel Specialties $250 gift card is up for grabs. It's the final week you can get entered for that. Follow me on Instagram, like the post for the giveaway, subscribe to the channel. That's all you have to do. The first week in May, I'll do a random name draw for everybody entered, and I'll pick a giveaway winner that way. Like I said, stay tuned for Wednesday. Check the link out for this in the description below. We'll see you guys then, and have yourselves a great night.